Welcome to NYNJPA Weather, your severe weather source for the Northern Mid-Atlantic. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Good morning, it is Tuesday, August 16th, 2011, and we're dealing with rain yet again. This area of rainfall is associated with an upper level disturbance that basically produced our major rainfall event over the past 48 hours. Rainfall amounts range anywhere from around 2 inches over portions of northeastern Pennsylvania and coastal New Jersey to as much as over about a foot of rain in portions of eastern Long Island. That's really impressive, and basically it's what we call a drought buster. If you were below normal in rainfall heading into this storm, you're not anymore. So, what are we dealing with this morning? Well, this is the upper level disturbance, and we still have a few lingering showers. A few of these showers will be heavy at times, but the upper level disturbance is weakening, so that's the good news. Once this area of rainfall moves to your east, you're pretty much done with the rainfall, at least until Friday. So that's some good news. But again, as this part of this rainfall swings through the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan areas this morning into this afternoon, look for heavy downpours at times and a reduction in visibility. Now, the infrared satellite picture clearly shows our disturbance swinging through. The good news is that high pressure is not far away and is building into the Ohio River Valley and will continue to do so from western Pennsylvania on east through the afternoon and evening hours. So clearing skies are on the way, so that's the good news. The bad news is that we're going to still have to go through some rainfall. Now, in the forecast today, I did have a few locations pushing into the lower 80s possibly. Most locations this afternoon are going to be in the mid to upper 70s. However, because of the sinking air that is developing over western Pennsylvania, that will build to the east. I wanted to put in the threat for a few locations hidden 80 degrees because of strong subsidence, especially over portions of the Delaware River Valley where air is coming off the Appalachians and you're having clearing skies. So there's an isolated threat, but most locations will be in the 70s today, which is averaging slightly below normal. This is the surface map here, and you can see the dry air really starting to build in. Pretty much most of the dry air is still in Canada and portions of the Ohio River Valley, but you can see a clear decrease in the humidity once this area of rainfall exits to the east. So drier air is on the way, and so are more comfortable weather conditions. Our water vapor satellite picture shows that dry air that I was talking about that will push east and produce clearing skies later this afternoon, especially over eastern Pennsylvania and western New Jersey. So again, I would not be surprised if temperatures spike above MOS guidance in those locations. Our coastal storm is going to continue to move towards the Canadian Maritimes. Meanwhile, what's left of Tropical Storm Girth will move into the northern Atlantic and phase with this storm and produce a rather impressive negative NAO pattern, I think. Now, the model guidance is starting to catch on to this, and I'll show you this in just a minute. But basically, when these two systems start to merge and interact, this low pressure system will really start to get its act together and produce a nice little storm around the Canadian Maritimes and towards the northwestern Atlantic. Meanwhile, high pressure over the Ohio River Valley will again build east. Now, this high pressure system will remain in control through Thursday, and then this disturbance and area low pressure will dive towards the northern Mid-Atlantic and kind of sit around the coastal waters of the northern Mid-Atlantic for Friday and Saturday, and then another strong disturbance approaches for Sunday and Monday. So let's take a look at the model guidance. I am using the GFS model guidance this morning. Now, the European model guidance isn't, that far off from the GFS right now, so I decided to use the GFS for this discussion. But really, either model guidance is fine for this forecast. Again, this is from the Penn State EWOL website, and you can see our trough this afternoon starting to exit out into the Atlantic, and our dry air driving towards the coast. Now, next few days, high pressure will be in control. Now, keep an eye on this area, this troughiness along the East Coast as we move forward into Friday. Notice that now we have some disturbances kind of hanging around the northern Atlantic. It looks like it's blocked up, doesn't it? Well, that's because the northern Atlantic is starting to get blocked up, and these disturbances aren't moving off into the Atlantic as easily as they would if the Atlantic was not blocked up. And as a result, you get these showers, scattered showers, and maybe a few isolated thunderstorms in our area low pressure trying to develop around the Carolinas. Now, the pressure here is rather baggy, which tells me that the model guidance isn't exactly sure where to put this area low pressure. But basically, you get the idea that lower pressure is going to be in place around the mid-Atlantic coast. As a result, we have showers. Now, this isn't a complete washout for Friday, but the idea here is that showers will be lingering around the region, much like today, with showers lingering around the region. As we move forward into the weekend, our disturbances are still lingering along the East Coast. Why? Because our pattern is blocked up in the northern Atlantic. A deeper, more impressive upper-level disturbance and portion of the polar vortex is over parts of the Hudson Bay, and that's going to continue to funnel in disturbances towards the mid-Atlantic coast. And as a result, with a negatively tilted trough, you get the threat for showers once again along the immediate East Coast and specifically around the New York City and Philadelphia metropolitan area. Again, notice at the surface the model guidance is rather ill-defined as far as the pressure here. Very baggy, very undefined as far as where low pressure and high pressure systems are. Usually when I see this in the model guidance, it means that there's a lot of volatility in the guidance. And as a result, when you get these showers in place here, I think what we're going to look at is that the interior stays dry, but the coast stays wet. Moving into Sunday, well, the good news is that, pretty much that we won't be dealing with a complete washout. Sunday is going to be your driest day of the forecast period. Again, an area low pressure continues to linger off of the East Coast here, telling me that still the model guidance doesn't have a strong handle on exactly where all of these disturbances are going to be. So I kept the threat of scattered showers in the forecast, but still, Sunday looks like the best day out of the forecast period for this weekend. A strong disturbance and a rather vigorous polar air mass driving through the Great Lakes. And as we move forward into Monday, this cold front is just going to drive right through the northern Atlantic with widespread showers and a significant drop in temperatures. I would not be surprised on Tuesday if most locations are in the lower to mid 70s behind this cold front. But at least the middle of next week looks rather dry. So that's your forecast for today. It looks like we're remaining in a rather active pattern. I'd keep an eye on this weekend because these disturbances can be, well, rather tricky. And when you have blocking in the North Atlantic and you're dealing with tropical systems that are enhancing that blocking mechanism, well, some tricks can sometimes develop in the model guidance that doesn't really see 3 or 4 days out. So we're going to keep an eye on this disturbance here. That's your forecast. Have an excellent day. Thank you for trusting in NYNJPA Weather as your severe weather source for the Northern Mid-Atlantic. To find the latest weather information and severe weather coverage, always trust in NYNJPAweather.com or find NYNJPA Weather on Twitter, Facebook, and Tumblr. I'm your meteorologist, Stephen DiMartino. Have an excellent day.